Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Dreamer here for World of Wrestling Today. And today I'm going to be going over the results for Money in the Bank last night. And one New Japan Pro Wrestling story caught my eye that I'm going to bring up today. So here's the headlines for May 20th, 2019. Last night, Ryosuke Taguchi, leader of Taguchi Japan, was in a match against Bushi of Los Ingobernables de Japón for night 3 for Block B for the Best of the Super Juniors 26 tournament. And did hell freeze over last night with what we saw at Money in the Bank. So, now that you know the major headlines, the two major headlines, let's get on with the two stories. Now, normally, I would start out with something smaller than this, but last night was so big, I have got nothing minor for you to open the show. So we're just going to dive into our two major headlines. Last night, or early this morning, here in the United States, Ryosuke Taguchi was in the main event of night 6 of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament, and it was night 3 for those wrestling in Block B. Now they're going to be off for the next 2 nighs. The 20th and 21st, and when they get back to action on the 22nd, for a couple of nights, it will be both blocks taking up the entire card. So we'll see Block A and Block B in back action together on the same night on the same card for a couple of nights. But last night, Ryosuke Taguchi did something for the first time that he has not done. He won his 3rd match, giving him 6 points and 3-0 record in the Best of the Super Juniors by tapping out Bushi of Los Ingobernables de Japón with the Mygar and ankle submission. Now, normally Ryosuke Taguchi has lost all 3 matches at this point, or he's barely won 1. But to be 3-0 this year, that is saying something major for his victories. Now, give me a minute here. I want to let it sink in that it was Bushi. But, and this is a mighty strong but, and I'm just having so much trouble believing that Taguchi can knock off Yo of Roppongi 3K and Bushi. I'm just having a hard time with it, but he has done it. He's also beat Suzuki Gun's new associate member, Douki, D-O-U-K-I, all capital letters. I pronounce it Douki, because I believe that's how the Japanese pronounce it. I have not watched these tournaments yet, so I'm spoiling it, but I'm so far behind on New Japan Pro Wrestling matches. I have still got all the way back to last year's G1 to finish. So I'm like months behind. So I'm not going to remember these results that easily. Okay, so that was the major news on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Block B currently sits with a 3-way tie at the top of Block B, which is a tie between El Phantasmo, the new guy at Bullet Club, Ryosuke Taguchi of Taguchi Japan, the leader, and Chaos member Will Ospreay. Now, El Phantasmo had to beat fellow Bullet Club member Robbie Eagles last night. So Robbie Eagles drops down to 4th place with 4 points. With 2 points, we have Dolki, Yo, and Rocky Romero of Chaos's Roppongi 3K and CMLL's Bandito. Now Bushi of Los Ingobernables de Japón and Young Lions member Ren Narita have 0. Real quick, I'm going to go over to Block A here and give you that info as well. For Block A, there is a tie between Shingo Takagi of LIJ and Taji Ishimori of Bullet Club with 6 points. Tied with 4 points are CMLL's Tiger Mask 4 and Dragon Lee, as well as Villain Enterprises' Marty Skrull. Tied with 2 points are Titan out of CMLL, Show of Chaos Roppongi 3K member, and Jonathan Gresham of Ring of Honor. Now, both Suzuki Gun members in Block A, which are Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Takami Shinuku, both have 0 points. Now, that is unusual for Kanemaru. Usually Kanemaru has 2 wins at this point. So that's a little odd there that he's falling and Taguchi is on his way up. What does that mean? We'll have to keep watching. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that story done. On the Money in the Bank from last night. Money in the Bank was so hyped that last night there was a split. Half the people watching thought the tag titles were on the line for SmackDown. Half did not believe it. I was among the ones that thought it was a tag title match when they mentioned it before the pre-show got really rolling into the match. So prior to the match, and since the pre-show had started, I'd gone from, okay, it's a straight tag title, to a tag match, to a tag title match. I was wrong to switch. Anyways, the Usos ended up defeating Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan when Jimmy Uso pinned Daniel Bryan after... no, he pinned Eric Rowan, I think. Yeah, it was Eric Rowan he pinned, not Daniel Bryan. My mistake. Anyways, Jimmy pinned Rowan after both Usos did a top rope move on him. No, that was Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Anyways, with all the chaos that happened last night, I'm not surprised I can remember this right. I believe Jimmy Uso pinned Daniel Bryan off a double team. Yeah, that's what happened. Because Daniel Bryan ate a double super kick shortly. Okay, yeah, it was Daniel Bryan that did it. Because he ate a super kick and then he ate the... Okay, yeah, it was Daniel Bryan. I remember now. Anyways, on to the main card. We open up with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match with Dana Brooke, Naomi, Natalya, Nikki Cross, who replaced the injured with a concussion Alexa Bliss, who may be having to retire due to concussions, along with Carmella, Ember Moon, Bayley, and Mandy Rose of SmackDown, who brought Sonya Deville down the ringside, who got into it with Zelina Vega on the pre-show. So, during the match, Carmella injured herself, brought backstage. I was thinking maybe to ensure that she walks away with the SmackDown title, that Charlotte Flair was going to cost Becky the Raw title, and then steal the SmackDown title by way of holding that Money in the Bank briefcase and then screwing Becky Lynch over. We'll get to that later. The end of the match ended up with Carmella coming back, and then at one point Sonya Deville was contemplating climbing up the ladder herself. She then did a fireman's carry on Mandy Rose, who was down. Put Mandy Rose on top of the ladder. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Bayley up the other side. Gives a mean look that scares the stuffing. And I say stuffing because that's how it sounds like when I got my mouth full of stuffing at Thanksgiving. Scared the stuffing out of Mandy Rose and knocked Mandy Rose off the ladder on top of Sonya Deville, who was actually trying to hold Mandy onto the ladder by standing behind her. Bayley wins the women's Money in the Bank. That puts me at 1-1, but I am happy. Next, we see Samoa Joe intimidating Rey Mysterio a little bit about Rey can't do it, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden we're in Triple H's office at one point. Sammy's whispering in his ear, pisses him off totally, tells him, you want something done about Braun, go do something about Braun. Then Rey Mysterio comes out, Samoa Joe comes out. Rey Mysterio defeats Samoa Joe to become the new United States Champion. I'm up 2-1. Happy freaking days. Steel cage match is next. Shane McMahon defeats The Miz. And I'm like 2-2. And I'm like, Bull! Ref! What are you doing? Steel cage, no DQ. You should have counted to 3 instead of stopping when you saw Shane's foot on the rope. That's botch number 1, referee. What are you doing? Open your eyes. Mr. Referee, do something right. Sorry. That do something, Mr. Referee, do something. I apologize. I borrowed that from the guys at the RWA Chop Shop in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Because I've heard their fans shout that at the referee so often that I do it myself now. Anyways, all of a sudden we see Shane Triple H running with a bunch of people. We see Sami Zayn unconscious hanging upside down. Did Braun do something to Sami? Triple H shoves the camera out of the area, so we know there is a chance that Sami Zayn is literally hurt to where they cannot have the camera on. We'll find out what later happened as they get updates. Up next was Tony Nese versus Arya Daivari for the Cruiserweight Championship. Tony comes out. Arya Daivari comes out driving what looks like a brand spanking new Audi. I could be wrong. I don't exactly know the symbols of the cars, so I apologize on that if I'm wrong. Long story short, Tony Nese, Arya Daivari, hell of a match. Tony Nese walks away keeping the title. Up next, Becky Lynch defends one of her Becky 2-belt titles. In this match, you see the same referee that botched the steel cage match. What's he gonna do now? Lacey rolls up Becky. Becky's shoulders are clearly on the mat. Referee is on the wrong side of Lacey. Cannot tell the shoulders are down. 1, 2, 3. You hear the commentators go 4, 5. Referee's finally on the other side of Lacey, just as Becky rolls over disarm her. Lacey Evans taps out. Becky retains one title. She starts to walk away. All of a sudden you see the blue lights and you know it's Charlotte Flair coming down to the ring. Huge ass smile and grin on her face. Pardon my language for the A word, I'm sorry. But you see this huge grin on her face. No, she ain't doing this now, is she? Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown title goes on. Charlotte Flair, thanks to the referee keeping an eye on her, counting at 6. Lacey Evans, woman's right, decks Becky Lynch. That should be a DQ. The ref is half staring right at it out of the corner of his right eye. You could see out of his right side. He's looking right at the incident. Does not stop the count and call for a DQ. Charlotte gets in the ring, attempts to pin Becky, does not get the 3 count. 2 count only. Gets up. Decks Becky with a boot. Becky loses her women's title for SmackDown. Becky Lynch is now Becky 1 belt. Raw belt. So she'll have to be stuck on Raw for now. Lacey Evans jumps in the ring. Lacey and Charlotte start wheeling away. 2-on-1 on Becky. Fans are calling for Bayley. Everybody's Bayley, 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 or Becky, Becky, Becky. You can hear the crowd doing both. All of a sudden, wait, here comes Bayley. Here comes Bayley. Just under 2 hours ago, she won the women's Money in the Bank. What is she doing? Here she comes. Smacks Lacey out of the way. Smacks Charlotte around. Clears the ring of Lacey Evans. Becky is down. And out of the ring. What does she do? Bayley cashes in. But on who? Her target is Charlotte freaking Flair. Bayley one more time pulls off a move by pulling Charlotte away from the ropes, hitting the flying elbow. 1, 2, 3. Bayley's your new SmackDown Women's Champion. The title changes hands twice in the span of less than 10 minutes. And with this no rematch rule, Becky can't even get her belt back if she had a rematch clause. Unless Charlotte gets it back and then beats Bayley twice. One more time after that to kill her clause. And then Becky gets to activate her clause. But that ain't happening. They don't do that. Great booking, WWE. I love that. That is the stuff you need on Raw every single week and halfway get on SmackDown. Come on! Next, we see Roman Reigns walking to the ring. He doesn't see it coming. We see Elias sneak up behind him, smack him with the guitar, grabs an electric guitar and performs, starts to walk away. Roman comes out, Superman punch, you know it's coming. Beats the stuffing out of Elias all the way back to the ring, pins Elias. But hey, that is not an Elias burial, people. Elias did not get buried at all. Nah. That guitar shot prior is enough to keep Elias relevant. So we find out Sami Zayn's at a local medical facility at this point. We're like, okay, who's going to replace him? Maybe Lars Sullivan? A couple people are saying. Few people more are saying Braun Strowman's going to walk out there. Some are saying Bobby Roode should replace. I'm like, it's going to be either Braun or 7-man. I don't see Lars being on the card tonight. Oops. We'll get to that in a moment. Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, they just tear the house down. I mean, I'm just so speechless. I'm going to just tell you. Seth Rollins pins AJ Styles to retain the WWE Universal title. Styles leaves the ring, comes running back, and then just shakes Seth's hand. I mean, that's just great sportsmanship that we hardly get to see today, because WWE don't do that stuff that often. It's called the Code of Honor and Ring of Honor, and that's why WWE doesn't do it that often. Guess what, WWE? Take a hint from AEW. Take a hint from Ring of Honor. Take a hint from Impact Wrestling. You want to keep the fans? You gotta do more stuff like that. More stuff like Bayley cashing in the way she did, winning the way she did. Come on, WWE. Does it sink in now? WWE needs to hire people that know what the people want. Anyways, next, Lucha House Party comes out, talks. Supposed to be a 6-man tag team match. Here comes Lars Sullivan, devastating all 3 members of Lucha House Party. There is no match here. Lars is on the card, in a way, on the show, but not in actual action, because he smashes the Lucha House Party, and you can see he's bleeding from the head. So where'd that blood come from? Who broke him open? Dorado or Metalik? Or did Kalisto get a lucky shot? Up next, WWE has Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens, 1-on-1 for the WWE Championship. Kevin Owens dominates to a point. All of a sudden, Kofi just fires up. Crazy eyes. Kofi comes back, kicks his butt. Cleanly, honestly, Kofi retains. What is going on, WWE? I mean, my record keeps going up. So, main event of the night. Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, Ali, Andrade, Finn Balor, and Randy Orton all come out. Bell rings. Cole says it's a 7-man match because of Sammy. Lots of action. Just, if you got the network, go back and watch it. If you can't, go to YouTube, pull up Conman167 and listen to his show from last night. I was on there last night. I honestly was marking out all night long. All night long. With what I was watching on the network and watching on the stream for his reactions. Seriously, guys, go to his channel, subscribe, click that notification button, become part of the Conman universe, and you're just going to love his Wednesday Night Bob, Monday Night Con, his live streams giving his reactions to Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. Just go join this guy's community. He is awesome. He's worth your time. A lot of us donate money to him because we feel he's worth it. I mean, Conman167, just go to that channel, subscribe, click the bell, like his videos. I promise you will not be disappointed. If you have a question about wrestling and he's not able to answer it because he can't always answer everything, put in Jason at Jason Dreamer, direct the question directly at me. I'll do my best to answer it. Just a heads up, we do have an automated Nightbot system that will time you out if you put letters or symbols, just spam that don't belong in the stream. So please be aware of that. If you do react and you have a lot of question marks or exclamation marks, be aware he will time you out because that's how it's set up to catch spam. Don't be upset by it. Just reword your message, okay? But come to the Conman 167 channel, join the Conman community. This guy is worth it. You'll see. Can't watch Raw? Can't watch SmackDown? Conman's reactions? Booyah. I've been doing his stream for 2 years now. And I've been satisfied every stream that I've listened to. So, go for it, man. Conman 167, the way to go if you can't watch Raw or SmackDown all the time. He'll do NXT, even at times. On top of it all. Just go check out his content. You'll love it. I believe you will. Anyways, back to the main event. All sorts of action going on, including ladder getting busted, table getting busted, people being slammed on ladders. It just does not stop. You will not be disappointed. Ricochet climbs the ladder at the end, and then red lights start flashing, and people are like, whoa, who's this? Others listen to the music. Oh no, it's Brock freaking Lesnar. Are you kidding me? He was on Twitter last year saying he will never go to Money in the Bank ever because it's beneath him. Here he is a year later, taking the briefcase and winning the match when he wasn't even a previously scheduled man? Originally was Braun Strowman, it should have been Strowman. Sami Zayn replaced him by beating him thanks to Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. Sami Zayn could have been in the match. But Brock Lesnar dissing shows that are not the 4 major pay-per-views and then coming on that pay-per-view to take the briefcase. Seth Rollins, he cannot beat at full power. I'm thinking that he might be going after Kofi Kingston unless Seth is weak from matches. And who knows. Anyways, tune in tonight to see what goes on down there. See what happens tonight when Becky Lynch, if she's in attendance, to defend her Raw Women's title. Seth Rollins, see what he says about Lesnar winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, or Lesnar if he cashes in. Mick Foley's going to be there tonight to reveal a new WWE title. Seriously? Hope it's the TV or Hardcore title. I hope. You never know then, though. With June 1st and their return to Saudi Arabia twice this year, June and November coming up soon, it may be something to do with that. The Crown Jewel Championship, for all we know. But didn't they do that a year ago or 2 years ago? What the hell? Braun Strowman won that green belt for nothing? Or are you going to unveil it and say, hey Braun, here's your new belt. Sorry it took so long to redesign it for you. Tune in tonight to Conman 167 for his live reactions to that. Join us. Should be very shortly now for Monday Night Con. For his WWE Universe mode. Anyways, that's all the results. I'll see you later tonight for Raw. If you join us, this is Jason Dreamer for World of Wrestling Today. And to all you dreamers out there, keep on dreaming, because anything is possible, even in wrestling, where Lesnar attends a different non-top 4 pay-per-view for once, and wins the Money in the Bank contract for a title shot. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you real soon with more wrestling or sports content. Check out my sports videos while you're at my channel. Until then, and until later, have a wonderful day.